Hello everyone, welcome to Sarah's Stitchery. My name is Sarah and this is my channel where I talk all about my cross stitch. Today is Flosstube episode 25 and it is December 8th and it's been a little while since I've had the girls on, so I thought I'd bring them on. This girl on the left is Daisy. She's a Tweenie, and this little girl on the right is Lily. She's about to fall off my lap here. I need a bigger lap. Okay. Oh, sorry. I think Daisy wants to go. But I thought I'd bring them on, let them say hello, because it's been a little while. But I'm going to put them down now. I think they're a little uncomfortable. We'll at least put Daisy down. Go ahead, Daisy. Go ahead. There you go. I'll hold Lily for a second because she loves to be held. Anyway, not sure what Lily is. They're both kind of just mixes. They're both little rescue puppies. Anyway, this is going to be Lily's first Christmas with us, right? She says, I have no idea what Christmas is. Anyway, I thought I'd come back and chat with you guys, trying to get back on my regular schedule. I kind of got off during the Thanksgiving holidays. But I have some finishes to share with you guys today. I have some whips and I have a giveaway winner to announce, and I have another giveaway, so that's exciting. So I hope you guys are getting cozy. You've got some stitching at hand, maybe you've got a beverage to drink, and let's just go ahead and get started. So I think this one's going to take a nap here. Sorry, you're going to have to get down in a second. Anyway, before I get started showing you the stitching, I just wanted to say welcome back to anybody who is coming back to my channel, who has been a previous viewer, previous subscriber. I always appreciate the time you spend with me, and thank you. And if you are new here, welcome. I hope you enjoy what you see today, and I hope you will consider subscribing to my channel, liking my video, and leaving me a comment. So speaking of comments, I finally got caught up on all my comments. Things have been a little crazy with school, and if you're new here, I'm a teacher, and just the holidays, and so I got a little behind on reading all of the comments. And when I host giveaways, I get more comments than usual, so I finally got around to reading all of them. So if I give you a heart, that means I read your comment. So I don't like to heart anything until I've read it. So I wanted to make sure I had time to do that. Anyway, let me put this little girl down here and we'll get started. All right, I'm sorry. Okay. Uh-oh, and her sister stole her chair. We're in my craft room here, and my dogs have their own chair in here, and they have beds on the floor. So Lily had been in the chair, but now Daisy's in the chair, so... Anyway, oh, one more thing before I get started. I get a lot of questions from viewers about these plastic containers that I keep my floss in. This small one comes from Michael's. These are actually two stacked on top of each other. They have 3 drawers. And this is where I keep all of my extra DMC that is not on floss drops. I keep all of my floss dropped DMC up there on the wall on the pegboard. I've got a lot of DMC. And then these taller clear plastic ones also have drawers that come out. This is also 2 units stacked on top of each other. I got those from Target, like in the section where they keep like all of like the plastic bins and containers and stuff. And I use that for all of my fancy floss. So like each drawer is a different kind of fancy floss. The top drawer is my Roxy floss. Then I've got my Classic Colorworks. I've got my Weeks Dye Works. I've got my Gentle Arts. I've got a drawer for Forbidden Fiber Co. And then like my bottom drawer is just kind of like random ones. I've got some sulkies in there. I've got some like, you know, just like random silks and stuff that I've gotten like in boxes and things. So stuff that doesn't need its own drawer because I don't have a whole collection. Anyway, so I thought I'd answer that. So small ones are from Michael's, big ones are from Target. Let's get started. So I've got 3 finishes for you today, which is great because my last video I had none. So I'll start in order from what was finished first. So a little while ago, my friend Sarah, who you'll hear me talk about a lot, she's my best friend. Her name is Sarah. She has a channel here on YouTube called Handmade by Sarah W. And she has an Instagram that goes by the same name. So, and she and I like to stitch a lot of the same things. In fact, we stitch so many things together that we do a video segment together called Stitching with the Sarahs, that we try to film like once monthly, and then we post it on both of our channels. So you can watch it either place. But if you haven't watched Sarah yet, I would definitely suggest going to check her out because she's my favorite floss tuber. Okay, let's get started with my first finish. So the first one is Santa Stops Here by With Thy Needle and Thread. I had started this in 2022. Yeah, sorry, I'm just looking at my notes here. I started in 2022, and I don't know that I worked on it at all last year, but my friends were stitching on it. Sarah decided to start it. Our friend Lori started it. I feel like our friend Emily might also have started it. But I was like, well, if you guys are going to work on that, if you're going to start it, I'm going to work on mine. And so Sarah and I just went gangbusters and finished it. And here it is. Oh, it looks so stinking good. I love it so much. I did all as called for, except for the bright red in Santa. I believe it called for licorice red. I think that's a classic Colorworks color. And mine was like too pinky. So I decided I wanted a bright red. I didn't want Santa's coat to be pink. I wanted it red. So I pulled a Roxy floss that I had in stash in the color Lollipop. And I think I made a good choice. So other than that, all the colors are called for. I love the extra dimension in this piece with the little beads that go on the wreath. And also there's a place for a little red bow on the wreath. I did not have any little tiny red ribbon like that. And I'm the type of person, I don't like to leave my house unless I have to. So I was trying to think like, okay, do I have something here at home that I could use? And I was looking through my little drawer of like trims and accessories and just random stuff I bought. And I found these little wreaths that I had bought at Hobby Lobby, I think last year maybe. And I was like, I'm going to take one of the bows off of one of those wreaths and stick it on my stitch. So I did. Is it a little big? Yeah. But is it fine? Yes. It's fine to me. So yeah, I love that. I like the extra dimension that the little beads and the bow give to that wreath. Also, I love the satin stitches in the panels of the door. I think that turned out very nice. I don't have it written down, but I'm pretty sure that this fabric is Rustic Drab 40 count by X2 Design. I'm pretty sure that's what this is. So I just need to get this framed now. So yeah, I don't know that this is gonna get framed in time to be out for Christmas this year, but definitely for Christmas next year. So while I've got this up, a little public service announcement for all of you. If you've watched me before, you know I tend to leave borders until the end. And that's what I did with those berries. And I was so sick of stitching berries by the end. So I counted them. There are 60 berries, and each berry has 15 stitches in it. And so I'm a math teacher. I teach 4th grade math, and I just finished teaching 2-digit by 2-digit multiplication. So I used my handy dandy multiplication skills, and I multiplied 15 times 60. And this is driving me crazy here. Oh well, I can't pull it off. I don't want to ruin my fabric. 900 stitches in those berries. Just the berries alone is 900 stitches. So I was buried out by the end. So my suggestion to a lot of you, and a lot of you already do this, I'm sure, don't save the berries for the end. I was hating this piece at the end. I love it now because it's done, but oh my gosh, if I had to stitch another berry, forget it. Forget it. My friend Lori, who is the Grateful Needle on Instagram, she decided, because these berries are charted in 2 different colors, she decided she was going to do them all in one color. And I'm like, that would have been smart, because really, I mean, do you really notice the different colors? I mean, I do now that I'm looking at it, but when you're looking at it back here, it all looks the same. So if I had it to do over again, I would just keep it all the same color. So, but I'm so glad to have that done. This is going towards my goal. I set a goal for myself at the beginning of the year that I was calling 24 and 24. And my goal was to finish 24 whips that were on my whip list prior to 2024. So now that's not to say I couldn't finish anything that I started in 2024, but I wanted to get 24 old whips off my list. So this is number 20. Okay, let me set that back there. All right. Oops, I don't want it to get, there we go. Next on my finishing here is, set that over there too. This one was also an older whip. I had originally started this next one in 2021. I had started it on a 32 count fabric on Murky by Picture This Plus, and I was stitching 2 over 2. And then a little while later, I decided to try higher count linens, and I had fallen in love with higher count linens. I prefer to stitch with 1 strand, and so I just didn't want to stitch this anymore on that original fabric, and so I had restarted this in 2022, and I just finished it now in 2024, and here it is. It is Away We Ride by Blackbird Designs. I love this chart, and here is my finish. So I restarted it on a 40 count Ancient by Picture This Plus, 1 strand over 2, all the called for colors with the exception of I changed out the Garden Gate, the Gentle Arts Garden Gate, to Weeks Dye Works Bark, just because I didn't have that color. And I think it turned out fantastic. I'll bring you in a little bit closer. I am just so pleased with this. This was another one that Sarah started so she could stitch with me, and she and I were kind of working together towards the end there so we could get a finish on the same day, and we did. So we finished our Santa Stops Here on the same day, and I believe it might have been like a day or 2 later we finished this one. So I'm really happy to get these 2 off of my whip list. I can't wait to get this framed and on my wall, but I won't be putting that up until next Halloween, because this is definitely, to me, a Halloween stitch, but I love it so much. Yeah, I think that's all I wanted to say about it. I just want to keep staring at it. Can we just like stare at it? I love it so much. Okay, let me set that one aside. I want to keep them nice and flat since I ironed them so neatly. Okay. And then I have a 3rd finish. You haven't seen this one yet. It was what we call a SAF, a start and finish. And this one was actually a new release, an exclusive from the Jingle Ball this year. So I just purchased it on Friday. I started it yesterday and I finished it up today. I love this so much. This is Clara's Christmas by Hands On Design. I'll bring you in a little closer. Isn't that gorgeous? So I collect nutcrackers. I have a fondness for the nutcracker. My daughter, when she was younger, my daughter Maggie, she performed in the nutcracker at the Cincinnati Ballet. Got like a dog hair on it, sorry. That's just gonna happen. Doesn't want to come off. Anyway, my daughter Maggie, when she was younger, she had performed in the Nutcracker in downtown Cincinnati at the Aronoff Center. She was a chocolate cupcake. So there were chocolate cupcakes and there were strawberry cupcakes, and their job was to do a little prance around the Sugar Plum Fairy. So it was a very small part in the Nutcracker, but still, she was in the Nutcracker, and so I'm very proud of that. And so we collect nutcrackers, and I've just kind of had an affinity for nutcrackers just because it reminds me of seeing my daughter on the big stage in the Nutcracker. And I couldn't resist this. I kitted it all up from Stash. I had this fabric in Stash. It is a 40 count from Color and Cotton. It was a limited edition, and it didn't even have a color name. It just had a number. So it's not something that you can get again. But I was really pleased to have this color in my stash so that I could go ahead and stitch it. It's charted all in DMC. It is a 40 count, I think I just mentioned. So I stitched 1 over 2. And I stayed true to the colors. However, I changed one color. So you'll notice how there are 2 greens. There's a darker green, there's a lighter green. So the lighter green that was called for was DMC 12. And you can see it's like a real yellowy green. But the problem I was having was, and I don't even know if you can see it here because it's so tiny, but there's little holly berries and leaves that go along this like garland. And this yellowy green was not showing up at all in the dress. And so I went and I pulled a different green from my DMC. This is 166. So you can see if I put the 2 next to each other, still staying true to the same color, but just darker. This one's darker than this one. So I like to think of this as like a Grinchy green. So I changed the 12 to 166, and I think it just turned out precious. So I'm going to make this into a little ornament and put it on my tree. I realized this year that when I was putting my ornaments out on my tree, I don't really have very many cross-stitch ornaments, so I need to remedy that. So I've got one, just need to fully finish it. And I was keeping this in a new bag I just got. This is what's called a Hemingway bag. And I saw these on Mrs. Jones Stitches Instagram. They are made by a lady named, I want to get her shop name right, Julie Just Sews. She's on Instagram and she has a website. I will link it below. I don't know that she has any in stock, but I think if you follow her on Instagram, she probably posts there when she's going to be putting more bags in the shop. But I've been really wanting a Hemingway bag. My friend Allison has made a few for herself. My friend Jody has made a few. And they say it's pretty easy, but I just want to stitch. I don't want to make bags. And plus I don't have confidence enough in myself that I would be able to make something like this. So I was happy to be able to purchase one because I was really excited to get this. And it's like a tall type of bag. So I thought that was super pretty. And of course, the colors went well with this. So I had to store Clara in there. But now I'm going to put something else in there since Clara's done. So I cannot believe that I just bought this at the Jingle Ball, already finished it. Super excited. I'm not shocked though. Kathy from Hands On Design always has beautiful charts. So, you know, I knew I would probably be purchasing something from Kathy while I was at the Jingle Ball. And I was not wrong. Speaking of Kathy from Hands On Design, sorry, I feel like my light is terrible today. I don't know. I think because the sun's kind of going down. I've got my ring light and my light's on in here, but I feel like it's a little shadowy. Anyway, so those were my finishes. So I'll have to get Away We Ride and Santa Stops Here framed at some point, but hopefully the next time I see you, Clara will be fully finished as an ornament. So, all right, let's get into the whips, my works in progress. Speaking of Kathy from Hands On Design, this next one is Winter Folk. It's part of the folk series, the seasonal folk series that Kathy has designed. This is the final chart in the series. I have already stitched autumn, spring, and summer, and so I'm glad to be rounding out the series with this one. If you're new here, my friend Sarah and I are hosting a stitch along for this, and you're welcome to join us at any point. We are using the hashtag HOD Winter Folk SAL. A lot of people have been tagging us on Instagram, showing us their progress. We like to repost that to show everybody. And make sure you tag me, you tag Sarah, Handmade by Sarah W, and you tag Kathy from Hands On Design. And if you're using the design board, the folk paddle designed by Chantel's 141, make sure you tag her as well. I wish I'd brought mine over to show you, but I forgot. Sorry. But it looks like this on the cover, so that's what it looks like. Okay, and here's my progress. That's where I'm at. I'm going to work on it today after I'm done filming here. Sarah and I like to work on ours on Sundays. So I am planning, so I started from the top and I'm working my way down. I'm planning to move down and do this row of alphabet. There's some little specialty stitches in here, a row of specialty stitches, and then I'm going to do this row of alphabet. So like this little band right here is where I'm going to work today. So it's coming right along. Those giant pine cones were so much fun to stitch. I love the straight stitches for the pine needles there. I just love all the dimension with the specialty stitches, the straight stitches, the back stitches. All of that just adds a lot of dimension and character to the stitch. This is kitted up in all DMC, so it's very easy to kit from stash. I am using the called for fabric. This is a 32 count driftwood by Fabrics by Stephanie. So for this one, I am using 2 strands over 2. Whereas I typically stitch on higher counts and I use 1 strand, but for this one I'm using 2. And if you don't have the called for fabric, or if you don't like stitching on linen, this is also a very Aida friendly pattern. My friend Sarah W stitches everything on Aida, and the specialty stitches that are in this chart and in all the charts are very Aida friendly. Kathy does a very good job of providing written instructions, like a diagram, but also she films a tutorial for all of the specialty stitches as well. So feel free to use whatever fabric you prefer, whether that's linen or Aida. And you can always change up the colors too. Sarah always chooses her own fabric. She does not use the called for. And also, I had recently posted pictures. This woman named Chantel had sent me pictures of her finishes because she's not on Instagram. And she said I could share her finishes, and they were just amazing. She used her own colors. I can't remember if she used her own floss colors. I know she used her own fabric colors. And she changed the alphabets to words. She really made it her own, and it really turned out lovely. So if you do follow me on Instagram, go take a look. That was a couple of posts back, but she had finished it on a board that she found, like a display board she had found at a local craft shop, and her finishes turned out phenomenal. But here's my progress. The next time I see you, I will have more progress. Sarah and I just keep plugging away on this one. I think because it's the last one in the series, it's kind of like we don't want it to be done yet. Although, if you were at the Jingle Ball, you probably saw Kathy from Hands On Design has a new folk design called Christmas Folk. Merry Christmas Folk, Christmas Folk. So now we don't have to worry about this series being over, because there is another one. So that's really exciting. And I'm keeping this in my beautiful bag from Painted Leaf Co. I like it because the colors go with the stitch. This is from my mom's shop. My mom's name is Kathy, and her shop is on Etsy. It's called Painted Leaf Co. You can also find her on Instagram. And she has a small handful of these bags still in stock. So if you want one, I would go snatch it up. And I always, there's her tag. I always, what's the word I'm looking for? Link her shop in the description below. So just go down below and click on the link. Okay, next, speaking of the Jingle Ball, this was a class I had signed up for from Stacy Nash. It was the Gingerbread House Sewing Book. Now, I purchased that as a PDF, so let me show you the PDF really quick on my iPad here. I had it all pulled up and everything. Where did it go? Here it is. It's the Gingerbread House Sewing Book. And you can see that you stitch the front, you stitch the back, and then you fully finish it as this beautiful sewing book that you can put your stuff, your sewing notions into. And I just think that's so pretty. And I'm not done with mine, so I didn't get a chance to fully finish mine at the Jingle Ball this weekend, but that's okay. The classes are still available for like 30 days after the Jingle Ball, so I'll have to go check that out later. But here is my stitch. I have the front started. This is on 40 Count Up in the Attic by Fox and Rabbit, and I'm using all of the called for Weeks Dye Works, so that's where I'm at. It's coming along. I'm just plugging away at this one. I'm not stressed about like getting it done right away. If I get it done this season, that's great. And some things just will have to move on to next season too, you know what I mean? So I don't know if this is going to be one that gets done this year, but I have this in another gorgeous Painted Leaf Co bag. Unfortunately, none of these are in the shop anymore, sorry. But I love those deer, those reindeer with their curly antlers. Okay. Oh, and while I'm putting that away, I forgot to mention my Away We Ride finish. That was number 21 towards my 24 and 24 goal. So I only have 3 more I have to do before the end of the year. I hope I could do it. The reason I just remembered that is because this next one is one that I'm working on towards that goal. I had started this last year. The chart I'm speaking about is Merry Little Christmas by Shakespeare's Peddler. This was in last year's Punch Needle and Primitive Stitcher magazine. I'm pretty sure it's available to the general public now, but it's called Merry Little Christmas. It's this adorable little pillow. And I had started this last year. And I had just the teeniest, tiniest start, and I'm like, this isn't that big. I'm going to pull it out and finish it. So this is going to be one of my 24 and 24s. And here we are. Have yourself a... Got to finish that up. So you can see I have that top border there. I have some of the words. I haven't stitched any of those little motifs or anything yet. And I got to finish stitching the words Merry Little Christmas. But this one goes pretty quick. This does have buttons. I believe the button pack is available on Kitten Stitcher. Or I know she was selling it on Kitten Stitcher. I think it might be out of stock, though. The last time I looked, it was. So this might just not have buttons. And that'll be okay. But that's what I've got so far. So I'm stitching this on a piece of 46 count Saltbush by Fox and Rabbit. And I think it's looking very pretty. And I'm pretty sure I'm using all of the called for floss as well. It's got some Gentle Art and it's got some DMCs. So there we go. And I'm keeping this in another Painted Leaf Co bag. It's a Painted Leaf Co kind of day, isn't it? And I'm pretty sure my mom has a small handful of these bags in her shop too. Let me show you. Just make sure I don't forget to put the floss in here. These are actually one of my all-time favorites. She made these a few years ago, and she decided to make them again because they were really popular. I just love this. I love the pink. I love the houses. I like the teal houses. The little snowman. So I think she has just a few of these in the shop too. So very pretty. Go check that out. Okay. I've got 2 more whips to show you. This one was a new start in September. I had brought it with me to the 141 Pep Rally Retreat that was hosted by Chantel's 141. And I started this with several friends at the retreat, and also Sarah W. joined us from home. We were stitching We Santa 2024. I started this with my friends Karen and Allison and our lady friends over at Table 11. Hi, ladies from Table 11. And we all started it there. And since then, Sarah finished hers up, and it looked amazing. She showed it a while ago. And let me show you mine. I made a little bit of progress, not a lot, but there's what I've got. So I finished filling in like the signpost over here, and then I did like this snowflake, these snowflakes up here, and I did the snow down here and Santa's little boots. So I still have a ways to go, but it's a little progress. I'm stitching this on 46 count Silver Fox by Fiber on a Whim. So it's going to be super small. Trying to decide if I want to make that into an ornament or a small pillow. That's another thing. I don't have very many dough bowl pillows either. I always thought I had a lot of Christmas stitching, but I have like a lot of bigger stuff. So I need to remedy that and make some smaller stuff. So that's what I'm working on. And I'm keeping this not in a Painted Leaf Co. bag, shockingly enough, but still keeping it in the family. I'm keeping it in a bag from my sister's shop. My sister Megan has a shop called Pepper Pot Shop, and I'm keeping this in my festive reindeer bag. Not sure that that's what she calls it, but that's what I'm calling it because those reindeer are very festive. Pretty sure she has some of these in the shop as well. So cute. So festive. There's her logo, Pepper Pot Shop. I will link her shop as well, so that way you can go get yourself some beautiful Christmas bags. All right, now I have one more. It's funny because I was just reading, I just got a message from my sister as I was telling you about her bags. Too funny. I think she could like sense I was talking about her. All right, one more whip and then I'm done for today. Well, then I've got to talk to you about giveaways. So this was also a previous whip, and it's also a new start, or a restart, I should say. So it is the chart Joy and Good Cheer by With Thy Needle and Thread. I had started it in 2022, and I had pulled it out. I had just the teeniest, tiniest start. I had like you can't even really see it, but there's like a outer border, and I had like the start of the letter J, I think. So it's the teeniest, tiniest start. But I was stitching it on Picture This Plus Tyco, which is a very light colored linen. And I realized that my white snowman and snowflakes were not going to show up on that fabric. I don't know what I was thinking when I chose that fabric. So I was like, I don't have much stitched yet, so I'm just going to restart it. So I did. However, since this is a 2022 start, I am still counting it towards my 24 and 24 finishes. So I plan on finishing this one up too. But I restarted it. There it is. Sorry, again, the lighting today is terrible. There it is. I'm stitching this on my fabric of the month that I just got from Roxy Floss Co. It is called Irish Coffee. It's 40 count, just making sure I have that right. And I'm stitching it with all the called for floss. So I thought this was a beautiful color, and I started in the middle. I guess it's not really the middle, it's off to the side here, but I started with that house. I got the house done, so that's like the bulk of the stitching there, so I think everything else should go pretty quickly. But there's my restart of Joy and Good Cheer. And I'm keeping those in a bag. I don't know who this bag is by. It doesn't have a name, but it's adorable. Trying to remember if this was one of my friend Michelle's from Michelle Lee Quilts. Michelle, is this your bag? I don't know, but it's beautiful. So keeping it in that bag. So those are my whips. Those are my works in progress. I feel like I've gotten quite a bit of stitching done lately. Fortunately for me, I have finished my Christmas shopping. I do all of my Christmas shopping online because I hate going in public out to the stores. So that has been nice because then I can have a little time to stitch and not have to worry about running here and there and everywhere. All right, let's talk about giveaways. So I have a previous giveaway. I had, so my mom gave me one of her bags, Painted Leaf Co. She gave me one of her Christmas patchwork bags to give away as a thank you to all of you who support her shop and purchase her bags, and also as a thank you to everybody for supporting my channel. And so I had announced the winner on my last video and I haven't heard from her. So I wanted to re-announce the winner. That way she can claim her prize. And if I don't hear back from her, I will choose a different name in my next video because I want to make sure somebody gets this bag before the season's over. So the winner of this bag was Linda Rios. I'm thinking I'm saying that right, but I'm going to go ahead and spell it all. It's all one word, Linda Rios. So I'm guessing that's Linda Rios. So Linda, if that is you, please contact me. Congratulations. You can send me a message on Instagram, or you can send me an email at stitchysarahreads@gmail.com. My contact info is below. So just get me your address and I will get this bag in the mail to you. Okay. In my last video, I had a beautiful box from Alicia, the Fanciful Flamingo, to give away. It's the Fanciful Flamingo's favorite things. So you had to use the word favorite in your comment. Lots of favorites. I love that people were telling me their favorite things. And so I chose a winner. And the winner for this one is actually somebody I know, a friend I haven't seen in quite a while. This is going to Holly Joe Petsack, 4974. So Holly Joe, congratulations. So contact me, give me your address, and I will get this in the mail to you ASAP. That's exciting. Okay. And I have another giveaway this week. So I was on Instagram the other day and I saw a chart that I thought was just darling. It was posted by Starlight Stitching Co. on Instagram, and it was actually her design, and it was this adorable little Christmas biscornu. My friend Sarah W. had already commented on it, and I was like, I love it too. So Amanda from Starlight Stitching Co. contacted me and was like, would you like to host a giveaway for my chart? I was like, yes. And she sent the chart to me as well, so I get to stitch it too. And so her chart is called, let me see if I can get close there without the ring light. There we go. It's called Whimsy Christmas Biscornu. Look how cute that is. So I just actually made my first biscornu in October, and it was surprisingly easy. My friend Sarah really encouraged me, and so I'm excited that I will have a Christmas biscornu to add to my biscornu repertoire. And so, like I said, Amanda wants to give away 2 of her Whimsy Biscornu charts to you. And so, in your comment, you just need to use the word whimsy. There it is. WHIMSY. Use the word whimsy. You can use it in the context of a sentence, or you can just pop the word whimsy in there any old way. Just make sure, first of all, it's a PDF, so anybody can enter to win. I'll be picking 2 winners. And make sure you please do not say the words giveaway or win or prize or anything like that. Just use the word whimsy and I'll know that you want to be entered into the giveaway. yeah, I will announce the winners of the Whimsy Christmas Biscornu in the next episode. So, Linda, Holly Joe, get in touch with me about your prizes. I'll get those out to you. And I think that's it for me today, guys. So I hope you are having a great day, a great week. I hope you're getting some time to stitch in the midst of all the hustle and bustle of the season, if it's a season that you celebrate. And I would love to hear what you're working on, what you're stitching. Did you go to the Jingle Ball? Did you purchase any patterns? Have you started stitching any Jingle Ball patterns? I want to know all the things. So, all right, guys, I'll get out of here. I'll let you get back to your day. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.